Hi, I'm Simon Rushton and this is Taxi Chronicles Podcast. On this podcast, we spontaneously interview unsuspecting passengers with their permission, allowing them to share their intimate life stories and concerns. As our slogan states, real riders, real stories. Some riders prefer to be anonymous, while others ask me to tell their story later on. Either way, there are all genuine 5 to 10 minutes stories, so sit back and enjoy this episode. Morning. Yes, another day, another rider. We've got a lovely Carla here, all the way from California, even though one of her parents are British, and but she declares she's fully American.
Yeah.
She's obviously, apart from being a beautiful, attractive lady for lads, she's worked in photography and media, and we're just going to talk about, the general casual thing about how she come to live in England and what she's doing work-wise and just life in general. So, Carla, nice to have you here today.
Thank you. Really nice to meet you. This is quite a surprise.
So what was the big decision that made the move from sunny California, and what was life like in California?
California is wonderful. I think it's one of the most beautiful places to live. It's fantastic. But as you said, my mom's English, and since I was a little girl, I've just fallen in love with England and always wanted to live here. That and the lads. I fell in love with an English man. So between those two, and wanting to live here, and my company relocated me out here. So I was quite lucky. So yeah, that's why. But I love it. I love England. I think London's one of the best cities in the world.
What was a typical day like for you in California? And is it LA?
Yeah, LA.
Okay.
So I used to live in Venice Beach, which is just a really awesome place. It's just very chill, very cool, right by the ocean. So typical day would be waking up. You could hear the surf. It was lovely. And then sitting in a car for 45 minutes to drive through rush hour traffic to go into an office. And come home and then do bike rides along the beach and sometimes go for a surf and go out for wine. And it's just lovely. It's very social. The only thing about LA though, everybody drives. So you're always in a car. And I think people take that for granted because here it's so nice that you can just get from even though I'm in a car right now, but you can get from point A to point B so easily on the tube. You can walk everywhere. LA is not very walking friendly, so.
What's the food like? Because obviously you've got it's not a tropical environment, it's just a hot
It's
environment.
hot. Yeah. It's definitely not tropical. Do you know what? There's a lot of great food, and they embrace lots of different foods and flavors. But I think some of the best food that we have in California is Mexican food. It's so good. Okay. It's just really good. There's a lot of influence. Obviously, it's quite close to Mexico, but the Mexican food there is just out of this world. So good, especially if you like it spicy.
And before California was built, is it a desert terrain or?
Kind of. I mean, it's becoming more so because there's been a drought for a long time now. So it's quite deserty, but there's also like beautiful forests. Like if you go up to Northern California, there's redwood forest. There's lots of lakes. You obviously have Joshua Tree. And like Palm Springs, which is very deserty. It really varies. People always say in California, you can be snowboarding or skiing in the morning and surfing by the afternoon.
That sounds good.
Yeah, because it's just very diverse. But it is, people that say there's not global warming, there's definitely global warming because it's changed a lot since I've grown up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's much hotter, much drier. Which is why we have such bad forest fires all the time now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's still lovely. Good place to visit.
So your move to England, I take it you had travelled to England many times before?
Yeah, every year of my life since I was in my mom's tummy.
Okay. So has England met your expectations?
Yeah, and I'd say it exceeded my expectations.
Okay.
Yeah, I still love it. Sometimes when I go down to say like the embankment, and I just look around or across the bridge, on the Thames, and I just pinch myself. I still feel like a tourist, and I've been here almost 8 years, and I just think it's an amazing city. There's so much history and culture, and people are friendly, and it's just a lovely place. There's always something going on, you know, and it's just beautiful.
We're not really that 24 hours compared to the old USA, but yeah, we are here within reason.
Yeah.
In that respect.
Yeah, definitely.
So how does our food compare?
Oh, I love the food here. Well, also I like English food. I do. I love sticky toffee puddings, like hands down one of my favorite things. It's so good. I think the great thing about London is you can eat anywhere in the world here, you know. I've tried, my friends and I, we used to do this thing where we tried different restaurant once a month, but for different countries. So I've tried Somalian food, Eritrean food, you know, just food from all over the world, and it's all here. So it's pretty amazing. But I love the food here, and I do really like English food, which everyone always kind of mocks, but I think the Brits make some good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like a Yorkshire pudding, can't go wrong with that.
You said you moved here partly because of work. What job were you doing?
I was working for a big company doing, well, basically kind of media sales and like photography and film. So kind of managing, like, say if a client like HBO or Disney or Louis Vuitton or somebody had a show or an event or things coming up, kind of working on all the like content that needed to be created around that. So for their social media channels, for their website, sometimes for campaigns and everything, and film. And then also you'd work with partners involved, and it's really lots of
coordinating everybody.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's kept you busy. It was a great job. I saw a lot of amazing things, and like in LA, I did the Oscars for 5 years and things like that. Like,
so you've seen all the stars.
Yeah.
So tell us about the stars. Who has been your favourite stars that you've seen?
Do you know what? God, there's so many there's a lot of lovely ones. There's some people that aren't so nice, but I would say
start with that aren't so nice then. And why?
Well, like J-Lo was a bit of a diva, but that's expected, I guess. She's J-Lo. She's amazing. And Mariah Carey. But people like, do you know what's actually funny? Katie Holmes wasn't too nice. She was a bit of a bitch to me. I tripped on the red carpet and fell. It was really embarrassing.
Okay.
And she literally looked at me with like disgust. And she was with Charlie Sheen, and he was so nice. He went running over and like helped me up, and I was like, "Are you okay? That looks like a nasty fall." Or, you know, he was lovely. Seal and Heidi Klum, same kind of thing. I'm quite clumsy. They were really nice, you know. So there's some people that are lovely, but I think the one time I was really truly starstruck was like Angelina Jolie.
Okay.
She's phenomenal. Like, she's just...
In what way?
She's just really beautiful. Like, really truly stunning in real life. Like, she's statuesque, and her skin looks like porcelain.
Is she tall or short?
She's tall. She's very tall, but she's just incredible. She's striking. Okay. Like, yeah, I kind of geeked out a bit. I just stared at her.
You're talking like that because you're very attractive as well. So I'm thinking.
Oh,
to scale. Okay.
No, she's just.
But her dad's an actor, isn't he?
Yeah, John Voight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was quite a famous actor.
Okay. Oh, he stopped acting now.
I don't know if he still does. I know he did a few years ago. I'm not sure if he still is.
But she doesn't do anything anymore, does she?
She hasn't a bit. She does a lot of humanitarian work and philanthropy and stuff, and she works a lot with charities going around the world. But I think she did, was it Maleficent or one of those? Yeah. I don't know. She's up there though for me. I think she's a lovely white lady, and she does a lot of good.
I noticed all the people you've spoken about are women.
Yeah,
apart
that's
from
true.
one man to rescue.
Yeah, he was just a real gentleman. And it was when he came out about, like, you know, he was living with those porn stars, and everyone was giving him such a hard time. You know, do you remember that?
I don't really follow like the Hollywood.
Yeah, no,
But that's his business. So what?
Yeah, no, it's his business. But it was when he started kind of going off the rails a bit. But he got a lot of like flack about it. But he was just such a nice guy, and yeah, it kind of made you appreciate, like, not everything you read is, accurate. I mean, granted, he was off the rails. He was having like cocaine binges every night. And
is he back on the rails, or is he like
I don't know. You don't read too much about him anymore.
What's that guy who plays Troy? Not Troy, Tron. Not Tron. There's a Marvel character. He's got a thing in his chest.
Come on now, Tony Stark.
Yeah,
who has played Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, is he like that where he's gone really off the rails?
Oh, I mean, he's way more. Like, he literally had this mansion and had 3 porn stars move in, and they would just like make weird videos and films and stuff and post them on social media. Like, he properly went off the rails, and then he got AIDS.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, like. Yeah, he's.
And where's his family? Hasn't he got kids and people who look out for him?
So I'm from this little village this little town on the other side of Malibu called Westlake Village, and his wife lives there with their kids and stuff. Denise Richard, or
so
ex-wife.
He's still married? Okay.
No, sorry, ex-wife. Yeah. She's very pretty too. She's quite striking. But yeah, so. Yeah. So
am I to take it there's no men apart from Charlie Sheen rescued you who you like?
No, rescue. Do you know what? There's lots of nice, like, they're all nice. Leonardo DiCaprio is very nice.
Is he tall or short?
I don't know, because I'm usually wearing heels. He's tallish, I'd say. Like, he's not short. Some of those guys are really short.
Yeah, I heard of Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is very short. Yeah, he's like about my height, maybe a little bit shorter. I'm saying for a man, you know.
Yeah,
I'm 5'8", so. Okay. But yeah, he's probably about, I think, around that.
Okay.
Yeah. Brad Pitt's not too short. I'm really bad with heights and ages, so. Numbers.
So you're doing all the Hollywood party. You in the parties as well as the events?
Yeah, it was really
Tell us, what's a Hollywood party like?
Oh,
I know it's cocaine and strippers. I can get with that. Yeah.
No, do you know what? It's interesting. Well, because I was always there in a work capacity, so it was really.
Yeah, you're seeing everything.
Yeah,
in
you
kind of
get to really see it.
You're not high, you're not drunk.
Yeah, you're just kind of watching it.
You really doing that?
Yeah.
You do see the camera over there.
Yeah. Do you know what? Actually, LA, I mean, I'm sure there's loads of people, you don't see them going off to the loos and things, but people tend to, now it's legal, but when I lived there it wasn't, but people would always like be smoking spliffs and stuff at the after parties, and I mean, weed's quite big in LA, so it's always just that kind of stuff, but I mean, not too crazy. I think London's got a much more crazy party scene than LA.
So?
Oh, God, yeah.
But, all right, then in comparison, would you...
English people can party much more than LA people.
How would you say compare LA to New York? New York's your next...
Yeah, I would say New York's probably maybe a little bit more so. Closer to London, like in terms of going out and being out later. LA is quite more, I don't know, I haven't been there in like 8 years. I mean, I go back and visit, but like the night scene, I'm quite out of the loop now. But, you know, curfew is usually like, or curfew, clubs close at like 2.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so there's not a lot of after, and there's very rare
like
you get, yeah, so you don't really,
we had that,
2 or 3, I think it was the latest like extended license you can get. So everywhere kind of is shut.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, whereas here, you know, you've got lock-ins and all these things.
It just goes on.
Yeah, it just goes on.
I knew people who would party from Thursday night till Monday morning. And there'd just be club after club after club, especially
it's so true.
And you'll be like, I used to drive through Vauxhall. And there's a club called Fire. And
yeah,
there's a
I've
club
heard
called
about
Coliseum. And the people from Coliseum used to be walking Monday morning, like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, to go to Fire. And you could tell they're like zombies.
That's hilarious.
Just going, it's like everyone else is going to work, but no, they're still
Oh God,
on.
that gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
That gives me such anxiety. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. The British people, they know how to party.
Yeah.
They certainly do.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. It's a good scene here, I think. Like.
So do you plan on staying here for long then? You said you came here for love. Are you gonna married?
No, I've had 3 long relationships here. I don't know. I'd like to stay here. I love it here, but I'm also very, very close to my family, so it's you know, as my parents get older, I have to make a decision.
Oh, your mum's not here?
No, my parents still live in LA.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were meant to come over this year to visit, and I was going to go over there, and we normally see each other a few times a year, so it's been quite hard. But yeah.
And mind you, you can always go back there. But, oh yeah, LA's really far, isn't it?
Yeah.
Compared to New York.
It's about 11 hours to fly from here to there.
So unless you left early Friday at midday, you could get there.
You get the morning flight, and you get there exactly.
Saturday morning. No, it'd be Friday night.
Yeah, you get there Friday. Yeah, exactly, because they're behind.
And then you still got that jet lag.
Yeah, the jet lag's brutal. I swear, as you get older, it gets so much worse. In your 20s, you don't feel it, but in your 30s, it's like it's a very real thing.
I always sleep. If I know I'm going to a country with a time difference, I just try and stay awake.
Yeah, I do that.
The whole day, 24 hours more or less.
That's smart.
And then sleep on a plane and kind of just roll into things.
Yeah.
You're never totally 100%, but you're better. You could push it to 70, 80%.
Yeah.
And stuff. But other people, you just see them struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think that's the best way to do it. I always try to, as you said, either stay awake so that by the time I get there I'm exhausted, and then sleep and get back into the, or if it's like you're flying overnight, like when you leave LA, I always take the night flight coming back to London. So you sleep on the plane, and then you have your full day back in England, and that helps. But the good old days.
So I take it you've got a degree in events management or something?
No, not actually. Do you know what's funny? I did my degree in education. I wanted to be an educator.
A teacher or a lecturer?
Yeah. I wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to run a school. I was going to do my master's, and I did my bachelor's. And then I decided to take a year off before going to grad school, and ended up getting a job in media and fell in love with it. And then, fast forward 12, 13 years. Voila.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, well that's very, very interesting.
Very random.
No, it's interesting how people just fall into things.
It is. I think too, though, like, it's very hard, especially here, because kids don't. What is it? When you're 16, you go to college, or? Yeah,
well, you're meant to stay in full-time education until you're 18.
Yeah.
But you can change. Sorry, you can go into college at 16. So, like, my daughter's 16.
Oh wow.
She's gone into college.
Yeah.
And we're just seeing how things go from there.
Well, I think it's just that. I think that's great, but I just think also, like, at 18 or 16 even, like, you don't know what you want to do. Yeah. It's quite hard to you're still growing and changing so much, and you don't really realize, like, what's out there and available to you. I think, at least that's how I feel. Like, growing up, I think, God, I wish I knew kind of a bit more what I knew now, and the kind of career decisions you would have made.
My daughter's changed her career decisions 4 times, so I understand.
She's 16, bless her.
You have to work with her on that.
Yeah.
And things like that.
What does she want to do?
She started off wanted to be in some music or arts or something. Then she went to lawyer, then she left the lawyer, went to pilot, and now she's on the road to doing it all for dentists. So
cool.
She's doing 3 A-levels, science, biology, and economics.
Oh wow, how interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, she's really changed.
Well,
all amazing careers that she's wanted to do. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. That's so interesting. Good for her.
So what do you think on how the lockdown's been handled in London?
I think probably more action should have been taken in the beginning. I think that was a bit late. I think people have done the best that they can with the situation. I mean, it's a new climate for everyone, so it is kind of trial by error and learning. But I do think we did leave it a bit late, and you just think of all those people that have lost loved ones, like. you'd be quite upset and angry with, I guess, how it's been handled. Of course, more could have been done, but I think, you know, people have really made the most of it, and people have become more of a community through it too. You know, I think you just see people being friendlier and really appreciating each other, and I know it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What motivates you?
Oh, that's a very big question. Happiness. I know that sounds a bit cheesy, but at the end of the day, what do you want? You want to be happy, and how will you fulfill that? And what makes you happy is, you know, other things, but, you know, I'd say happiness.
Okay.
Because you want to be. Oh, I try to be quite happy and optimistic, but yeah.
And you seem like a lady with a good heart from when wanting to be a teacher, but got caught up in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which is
but
understandable.
the other side of Hollywood, though, the behind the scenes side.
It doesn't matter. You're still in there. You've met everybody and done everything.
Yeah.
What's the impact you want to have on the world? It's the last question.
Do you know what? It's funny. It's really actually funny you said this, because I've just been thinking a lot about it lately. My whole thing was like, being a kid in school, I would think of those teachers that made such an impact on me, you know, that made me want to go into teaching and stuff like that. And I was thinking about, maybe I should go back into education, you know, with everything that's been happening. I want to make somewhat of more of an impact. And if you can change kind of one kid's life and help them and make them, you know, where they want to do the same when they get older. Like, what an awesome thing to be able to do. So that is you're the first to hear that. I haven't even told my family, but I've been really thinking about maybe going actually back into education for that, because I want to inspire and help kids, you know.
Well, you've had a lot of life experience, and those stories will fascinate students.
Yeah.
So if you're teaching the tearaways, you can say, if you don't behave, I won't tell you about Angelina Jolie.
I like that.
Okay, good. Well, thanks a lot for that.
Yeah.
It was a great interview.
Thank you. You're a really lovely man. Best of luck to you and your daughter. Thank you.
We hoped you liked that episode. Keeping in mind, we never know who we're going to interview. We post twice a day, 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. GMT. Have you ever considered the future economies to invest in? Why not listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories? Considering Africa has the fastest growing economies and population on Earth, and has done for many years, it holds 30% of the world's known natural resources. We publish twice a week, Tuesday with a guest investor, and Fridays talking about investment, politics and history, providing a clear understanding for any potential investor.